Ice Shards, formerly one of the most powerful items in the entire game, it's now just a fast and easy way to slow down enemies. Now with survival scaling, which I am definitely going to be using because, hey, if you already are using a whole set of weapons that are notably very slow, why not have enemies slow down at the same time? See, back in the day, it was extremely powerful purely because if you had enemies oiled up, the critical would be doing, what, 4 times damage? If you used 2 ice shards at once and just a turret that would allow you to spread inflammable oil on deployment, a pretty common affix that you would see, it was an extremely easy way to get an incredibly huge amount of damage. These days, you don't really have nearly that amount out of the critical. It's like a 1.5 times modifier. So I think that here it's going to be mostly about trying to get some utility out of it, really trying to make the most out of slowing. After all, one of the other things that this has is just a complete instant cast move that has a very large spread and pretty good distance on it, which is, something that survival is usually lacking quite a bit of. The ability to just take out, say, small fry enemies without worrying about them hitting you before you can even get a swing off is going to be fixed entirely by this. Unfortunately, one of the problems that's going to come up with that is the fact that I can't really use a shield with this. So, trying to make sure that enemies are slowed down and, I can really hammer on them, hopefully kill them before they're even able to attack me again, is going to be an important part of this run. Otherwise, it's like, I don't know. Slowing down enemies, you don't quite get the same sort of crowd control as freezing them with like an ice grenade. Sure, you can just constantly use this over and over, and like I said, it has a really huge spread, and it's not even all that difficult to get the critical on this. I think that in the recent updates, especially now that we've kind of weeded out some of the just basic damage increasing type of things from like extra damage on burning, oiled up, poison targets, everything like that, it's easier than ever to get just weapons that will spread inflammable oil. For example, look at each one of these skills. They all have them on it, so that's an easy way to get a little bit of extra damage, but I don't know. It's like the whole slowing, I just think about it, and I think freezing enemies on death is a pretty common thing. Crusher is a very good item these days that, also slows down enemies. How much use am I really gonna be getting out of this aside from, like I said, the instant cast, slight amount of damage that, as you can see, can at least take down stuff like rats and bats and kamikaze bats pretty easily. It's just, is that really going to be coming up for, like, any major important enemy, though? Sure, as much as I do like having that utility, for example, I'm currently using a powerful grenade, which does pretty much the exact same thing on a pretty hefty cooldown, but still, it's like, when you're cursed, you're willing to wait, I'd like to say. So yeah, I don't know. That maybe if I got freezes enemies on death alongside the ice shards, that would be pretty good, but otherwise, it just seems like it's sort of fallen behind compared to what it used to be back in the day when it was like I said, you take 2 of these things, you get a 4 times damage critical modifier, you just mash attack throughout the entire game and nothing can stand in your way. The whole freezing even helped a lot too because, you just slow down enemies and they would be almost completely stun locked because you were dealing so much damage. Well, one of the helpful things that could come up with this is the fact that it is an easy to get critical, and if I do get something that throws down some inflammable oil and just, spam this over and over, Instinct might be very good for keeping cooldowns at an absolute minimum, even if I'm using an item that doesn't really get criticals otherwise. For example, something like Seismic Strike, which is an item that is, decently fast, can do some damage, but doesn't really have any sort of critical synergy like that, so this would be the perfect thing to, synergize with it, potentially. One of the other things I could do is, speaking of, like, having 2 of the same item and binding them to the same button, I could just, bind these 2 things to the same button. Nah, I guess it doesn't actually work. I wasn't going to do that anyway, because like I said, being able to throw these separately from from the smashing my weapon down is going to be important for like taking out very fast flying enemies, or you know, just enemies that I don't want to deal with. It is a great opener. It is a great opener. It's just like I said, you know, it's also a great opener. The bomb that I currently have, powerful grenade, is perfectly fine when it comes to taking out enemies. I really don't. It's a little bit redundant is the problem. And especially if I do get Crusher, because Crusher's just so good. And it already has slowing on it. Sure, it's a smaller slowing area, and enemies don't get slowed anymore after they leave, but I don't know. Well, anyway, if you're looking for this item yourself, it is the first drop you get from the Timekeeper, so pretty much you are guaranteed to get this thing. Unlike Crusher, unlike, you know, some of the other items like Powerful Grenade and everything like that, you are just going to find yourself having the ice shards, regardless of what you try to do. Unless you, I don't know, forget to turn it into the collector 5 times in a row. Not unheard of. Not unheard of by myself. I mean, how often do I get like a new blueprints and then just kind of have them sit by the wayside for a very, very long time? Take note of the outfit that I'm currently wearing right now. It was because I unlocked the Tesla coil blueprint in the last episode that I'm like, oh right, the sacrificial outfit. Yeah, I've had this unlocked for a very long time and just forgot about that. That's why I am using this today. It also has a very nice white, you know, wintry sort of aesthetic, which I think works well with the ice shards. Why not? It's the sort of justification I'm going to use to dress up. Why not? Look, either way, it's a new thing. I mean, much like the Tesla coil, I should be using stuff when they're new, even if the run doesn't turn out very well despite that. Besides, it's also a pretty nifty looking outfit too. Has that same sort of Mama Tick type of style, but pure white with like a pitch black, I don't know, U-shaped? What is the headwear on this thing called? To be honest, I have no idea. Oh, actually, inflammable oil there would have been pretty good, because I'm still not getting anything from that. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a minimal increase in damage these days. It used to be 4 times damage. And that was why it was nerfed by giving it ammo instead of just being something that you would, you know, like every other spell, something that you could just spam endlessly. But, I mean, I can kind of understand that, but I also understand why they would want to change it back again to being, you know, something not constrained by that, just because, man, being able to use it really infrequently for something that, unless you have that critical, it doesn't really do too much damage, was really making it difficult to justify using. If I do get some form of, you know, damage increasing on slowed enemies, that'll also be pretty nice too, but I don't know. To be honest, I got my doubts that that sort of thing is going to show up. I mean, I feel like maybe in endgame when I get a million different affixes on everything because 5-cell mode and, you know, I'm getting like level 14 items. Well, sure, whatever. I mean, look, here's the thing. Like I said, I don't want the the Crusher to overshadow, because you can't double slow enemies. So it's like here at least, you know, fire, enemies burn when they die, and also just like huge amount of oil around here. Even if I'm not really going to be getting too much usage out of the actual oil grenade itself, it's more the fact that it is down here. Okay, that's fine. It's more the fact that now I can actually, and for right now, let's try to go for it for like a primary source of damage. I mean, let's compare here. 437 versus 754 if I'm not getting critical on the Rhythm and Bazooki, though the Rhythm and Bazooki maybe is an unfair comparison considering that is a very good item. As long as you got the Rhythm, the Bazooki will take care of the rest. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I don't know, let's take a look. Yeah, there's a 62. I mean, as long as I have something that'll do good. It still does slow down enemies a lot, which does count for something. And that means that even if it's doing a little bit less than optimal damage, it is still going to be able to kill enemies before they're able to attack most of the time. I don't know, maybe I'm being a little bit too dismissive of this weapon. Maybe it's kind of all right. You also get that stuff where you can get that like hang time in air. Enemies have a hard time attacking you in air after all. That can be useful too. Boy, I hope they fix that glitch where you crash in the prison depths, because I'm going to be going in there. Let's go get that last scroll. I don't know. I mean, ooh, wow, that was... I didn't even see that coming for some reason. Anyway, yeah, one more scroll here. Definitely going to want to... Hey, here's the thing. Even less than powerful weapons can be buffed up an awful lot with enough stats. So just go look for that, you know? All right, if I don't have that, if I don't have that oil, it's not really doing now, is it? And even if I do, yeah, I don't know. I think secondary weapon, as I want to use it initially, is the best idea. But hey, I mean, given its legacy as a very overpowered primary source of damage, it was still worth a try. Okay, well, in the meantime, let's switch that back out with Rhythm and Bazooki. And like I said, if it does come down to it, if I do... Uh-oh, that's not good. And it got me anyway. Yeah, if I do actually get enough stats, if we do get like the challenge rifts, if I get the cursed chests and everything, maybe? I'm just gonna say maybe. I'm not gonna say absolutely. But I'll try. You know, maybe I can just go for like the poison rooted targets. If I got like the rooting grid. Oh, here we go. This is exactly what I was talking about. It's even got there's actually like a lot of very good items here. I kind of want to take them all, but I'll take this one instead. It does have the oil on it, and it is that sort of combination that I was talking about earlier. Besides, this should also be like a good time. And I know, yeah, I take this all the time, but it's like this should be good for taking out curses when it comes to survival, because you can really outrange enemies with this. Well, we'll see, because this could also just be the game is going to crash. Boy, I hope the game does not crash. I mean, plus 30 on slow down. I don't want to take it right now. I just, you know, over a couple other pretty good items did take the seismic strike, so I should probably commit to that for right now. In the meantime, almost got me. Well, kind of almost got me. But yeah, there's what I'm talking about when it comes to, did I hit nothing there? I hit nothing. Ah, it's terrible. Yeah. Okay. And you're already in water, so that's not doing a lot of damage, is it? Well, the slowdown will be nice. I don't like this at all. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, where it's like, it's a secondary item. It is definitely, unquestionably a secondary item. Yeah, we good? I think I'm not going to die here. Okay. Yeah, there we go. A seismic strike, of course, I did get after doing a run with this, did get a lot more appreciation for this weapon. It is a nice, fast, and, you know, also does rooting, so that's nice too, which will synergize well with the ice shards. But, like, as far as survival weapons go, it's pretty good. It is pretty all right. Just knock him right off. Good. No, he didn't actually die. Well, that's not a problem. I'll finish the job. Okay, powerful grenade, and then that should be hopefully the end. God, I can only hope. Curses, as always, especially when it comes to survival runs, are your number one killer, aren't they? Okay. Ooh. I don't think he saw me, but I'm going to still act as if he did. Gotta keep on your toes. That's dead cells all over. Oh man, this guy is. But this is what I'm talking about. See? That sort of arc, that sort of big spread of projectiles. It covers a lot of the issues that survival has, where you can really, and you know, it also does give that slowdown. The slowdown does also somewhat provide a problem, though, when it comes to using this weapon. Because it's just like, not, you know, like if you haven't played the game for 1,500 hours, probably not as big of a deal, but it's like, it does make enemies less predictable, which, if you play the game a lot, can be an issue. So, I don't know. It's something that, like, is not normally an issue for most people, but unfortunately is for me because, you know, I'm one of those weird lifers who has played this game far, far beyond what any normal human should. Oh, well, in the meantime, you know what this is. Let's kind of... If I'm worried about running into, you know, Scythe Claw... Well, no, Scythe Claw doesn't work like that. I need to have a secondary weapon. What am I even talking about? Well, there's the slow down enemies, inflammable oil, extra damage. Nah, Seismic Strike is going to be better. Yeah, let's just kind of rush through here, just in case I am going to be getting some sort of... I mean, I would think they probably fixed it by now, but I don't know. Anyway, either way, this is actually a pretty good weapon to be doing this sort of nonsensical, stupid tactics that I'm doing right now, because you see the slowdown means that enemies are going to have a harder time following me right now, which is good, because that means that I can really just gun it like you wouldn't believe. See, that slasher would have hit me if I didn't slow it down first. I mean, overall, it's like it's kind of rare that you get this sort of good opportunity to be. Well, I mean, I guess it is a boss in water, so yeah. All right. It's like it should be having an easier time, I hope. Well, let's take that instinct and see what's going on. I don't know. I mean, it's still not going to be very good at this point in the game, but soon enough. Slowing down, rooting, everything with the giant ticks should also be pretty effective. I should look at it a second. And now that I have a well, so much of that. Rally up most of this anyway. Not that it really matters, because after all, I am about to get another curse chest, unfortunately. It's a blessing and a curse. Mostly a curse. You know, due to the way that is explicitly what it is called. A curse. Okay. You know what? Let's just... Again, this does work pretty well with gun and tactics. Like, I can book it, man, with little issue. See, look at that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, it does kind of put me in a bad position, but, you know. What doesn't when you're doing gun and tactics? Just lost the the axe there for a second, which could have been bad. All right. Ooh, okay. It's just you know, there is a certain like spray and pray type of tactic that you can do with this, with just the amount of shards that you throw out and everything. And that does work pretty well. And I don't know if it actually pierces through enemies or what, but I mean, it might as well with the amount that I'm getting thrown out here. This is... I mean, I'm looking for some sort of alternate... I'm looking for some sort of alternate... Alright. Skill to be taking now that I have some consistent oil. I don't really need to be taking something that doesn't really work with my stat build. So I should hopefully find something soon. I guess we'll see. Come on, go down. Yeah, it's a good opener. It really just does... It does not do damage. The damage is so minimal now. I'm trying to make it work, but let's be honest, it just ain't working. Ah, well. I'll take that. Still not as good as that other one that I gave up earlier. But hey, It ain't bad. Alright. No curse chest, but I will go sell the Mega Grenade. Just because, hey, you never know when you're going to need that money. You always want to hoard up as much of that as possible, after all. And in the meantime, I am going to start to get chased by many enemies, so I guess it does work pretty well to my playstyle, but I don't know. Either way, it's just like, I am happy that I am finally getting to this, because it's like this was supposed to be either, you know, this item or the infantry grenade when I was doing that, but people wanted to see the infantry grenade, and then I just kind of forgot to do the ice shards for a while, so that's my bad. Hey, get out of here, you. Okay, flammable oil there. I mean, ice grenade is a little bit, I do get rooting, and I do get extra damage on rooting for the ice shards, although I do need to replace that eventually with like a more powerful version of anything, because I know it is mostly a utility weapon, but I am still trying to use it for damage. Because otherwise, to be honest, this is just kind of, you know, hey, I throw out the ice shards and I don't have to worry about enemies attacking me for a little bit. And that's kind of the run. That's the combo. If I'm not doing anything more interesting than that, it's like, it's mostly just a normal survival run otherwise. So you just do that and then go. Easy. Then repeat as needed. Because the slowdown does, you know, continue to affect enemies for quite a while now. And okay. I was kind of hoping the curse chest was going to be up here so I can get rid of that, because I don't really want to deal with it soon enough. But yeah, it's like enemy or bosses especially do lose resistance to damage, or not damage, the crowd control effects. So it is like actually totally usable in boss fights now. Especially because the one I'm coming up against here does have the other kind of more unusual gimmick of this weapon, the whole hurts enemies more covered in, or standing in water or covered in oil. And it's like, how often does that really come up? This fight, really. That's about it. Asked and answered. Nope, I'm gonna slow you down. Slow down also, I think, does affect like the teleport timing too, which, with enemies teleporting faster than ever, probably not a bad thing. Well, certainly something I'm going to be taking advantage of if I possibly can. This is the end, unfortunately. I was sort of hoping to see a little bit of... Oh, you know, there could be some good synergy, especially slowing down enemies when they're inside the Death Orb. Something to think about. But, yes, what was I saying here? Oh, yeah, I gotta go find that Curse chest. That's really kind of priority number one right now, and then everything else I will deal with as I deal with it. Yeah? Yeah. Bunch everything up, take them out in one fell swoop. Alright, there's Explorer's Instinct, too, which will be just pretty nice. But I also kind of want to have, for when I'm going to be going up against the mini-boss, probably also want to have the cooldown off of the Death Orb, so kind of give it a second there. Oh, yeah, it is. It is what one could say the most out of the way that it could possibly be. All right, let's do this. Slow down. Do that. Slow down. Yeah, normally a pretty fast enemy, not so much here. There you go. I don't know what to say. Anyway, I mean, I guess what I'll say is motion twin fix the game, but you know, that's not really. It's not really saying anything. That's just nothing. That's memeing. Memeing. Like, would you rather say nothing or start memeing super hard? That's the question. The eternal question. Nope. The slowdown is only going to make this... let's just make sure I'm not going to get hit by anything. The Vorpan, though. I'll take a Vorpan. Sure. Seismic Strike is nice and everything, but this ain't exactly the Seismic Strike run. And this is the... this pan is already oiled up, as you can see. So, you know. Fortunately, the fogger here is making this, Alright. Yeah. Fogger was making that a little bit too dangerous for me, to the point that I wasn't going to be doing that. This is maybe a little bit too cautious, but you know what? Better safe than sorry is what I say. Damn it. Now those curses, they'll get you. They'll always get you. Especially when I'm that overconfident. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So this time I got a ranged weapon, which I am going to want to switch out soon enough because I did completely forget about Cold-Hearted? What is this thing called? The thing that gives you cooldown reduction when you hit an enemy with a slow freeze rooted effect on them. It's just like, yeah, this is the sort of perfect match for the two things. Especially now that I have the Wings of the Crow, which I think is going to be pretty useful if I can just keep that on at all points in time now. Unfortunately, yeah, it doesn't work with ranged weapons, I think. Let me take a look. Striking, frozen, stunned, rooted, I guess it doesn't really say one way or another, but it does seem like the perfect combination for that. Also Frostbite, because... Although, yeah, that's also a good combination Frostbite-wise. It's like, come on. Frostbite, it is currently doing 246 damage. Ice Shards, even without the critical, is doing 4 times that. It's not great, is what I'm saying. Well, here, let's see. No, it is definitely not doing extra damage, unfortunately. It's kind of hoping there, but yeah, striking has got to be melee because it works the same way as the brutality-based weapon, so I wouldn't really think that this would be any different. Yeah, what is even going on? Never actually seen such good tracking on that, to be honest. No perfect fight. Unfortunately, still gotta do that at some point in time. That and the achievement for completing the end of the game flawlessly are the only ones that I'm missing right now. This should work out. Oh, well, it would have worked out well if I didn't accidentally mash the button twice. Whoops, my bad is what I'm going to say. Man, the freezing apparently does actually work here, which is kind of wacky, but... Okay, fine then, I guess. Just wanted to get my cool wings back up here, but sure, whatever. Man, that dash. This is definitely the item to be using for this fight, isn't it? Wings, that is. But certainly the ice shards are still working pretty effectively alongside that. The arc down really helps quite a bit. Did I even use the bow there? I don't think so. Well, anyway, so yeah, I could have probably gotten a perfect fight there. I just screwed up a couple key points. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Anyway, graveyard. Either way, I'm going to be going, unfortunately, for a cursed chest laden area. Wait, no, Silk Village does not have cursed chests in it. You know, I'm going to go do that instead. I just don't want to die to curses again. It's just, get impatient. You start playing poorly, and then suddenly it's like what turns from 1 run into 5 runs. Right, they reflect back ranged attacks. I guess that includes the ice shards, which, as always, is a pretty wacky circumstance when you see it. Which, while fun, doesn't really help me out too much. No. I still got to get a Heart of Ice working. Certainly, I do think that. Yeah, the last boss worked pretty well with just ice shards by themselves, but I don't think anything else is going to quite compare in those terms, because, you know, other enemies are not going to be completely submerged in water. Just get in the range of the shock. Can't quite hit it here. No, the downwards arc is not quite what I'm looking for. We'll take that, though. Always want to get as many stats as possible, especially if I am trying to, like I said, make this item work just purely by outstatting it enough. That said, I should also have enough money to be able to get a regular, good main hand survival weapon at this point, so when the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to be doing that. Man, it's just... half of this building is just completely locked off from the other half. What is up with that? This is some poor design decisions, if you ask me. But, not so poor as... well, here, I will take this, just to make sure that I'm not going to be dying anytime soon, but not, like, the ideal. I should have enough money to be able to kind of deal with everything else past this point. You know, get all the money that I'm looking for to get the items that I want. I mean, certainly in the next area. This one, I would like to say, shouldn't be too bad. Carpet bombing everything with ice shards and then letting what little damage... oh, here we go. This'll work. Letting what little damage the... okay, I don't like that, though. Letting what little damage the frostbite does kind of take care of the rest of it. I mean, it doesn't do a lot. It does something, at least. Okay, Flawless, though, on the other hand, pretty nice. I don't know if the sweep up, you know, initial attack is going to work very well if I'm going to be continuing to use Crow Wings, but it's worth trying nonetheless. I mean, certainly Crow Wings work very, very well with the ice shards, you know, just making so I can just do this over and over. And especially when I combine that with especially when I combine that with the the other skill that I got here, my Wolf Trap. I'm getting a lot of damage out of that. You know, this could actually be something that I could combine both Instinct along with Frostbite, Heart of Ice, whatever it's called, and then just get massive cooldown reduction. Just constantly spam Wings of the Crow over and over, which is a pretty hefty source of damage, even just by itself. No, this is kind of a plan. Sort of reliant on, you know, non-survival scaling items, but hey, relying on non-survival scaling items is an important part of survival. What can I say? Just how it is. And like I said, doesn't do a lot of damage, it does enough. Frostbite I still think would be... all it really needs is just... it does a little bit more damage, really. That's the only issue with it. Because otherwise, it's like it synergizes well with fairly common affix, you know, slow down nearby enemies once they die, as well as just in general, you know, a lot of other survival scaling items that do frost or root or whatever. I mean, it's all pretty. Is it just like slowed down? Yeah, just slowed down. So yeah. Not quite the same thing as Heart of Ice, but, you know, close. If you're using one, you can probably use the other pretty easily. There's a 60, and a little bit of extra money for my effort. Yeah, I don't know. I like Flawless and everything. I do feel like it is one of those items that does kind of lose something after you get hit, though. So if I could get something else, I think that maybe... like a very, very slow item. Scythe Claws would be very nice, but it's like, yeah, I wouldn't really be able to use the ice shards here if I was doing that. You know, like Symmetrical Lance or something? Nah, that's not quite the same thing, though. Like, what would be a really great... I guess, like, maybe just Giant Killer. Give me Giant Killer. It's been a little while since I've used that. I think that it's due to be seen in another run. Why not? Good. And, well, here. It's got to be a... good. It's got to be Weapon Shop first, but then... I mean, yeah, Seismic Strike. I was just saying that it's like, hey, this is a good item. Does do extra damage on electrified targets. And it's been quite a while since I've used a Symmetrical Lance, so you know what? I'll take it. Is it really that worth it though? No, I'll try my hand at finding something a little bit better. And here, actually getting an upgrade for this probably the best idea right now. Shovel would be a much better idea regardless. And all I need to do is just kill like 2 more enemies and get like along with the whole ability to slow down enemies, also knock them back, which could be good just by itself. Not really getting too much out of the... It's unfortunate, but I am not really getting too much out of the gastronomy, at least as much as I would like to, because the extra damage is kind of entirely going into not being too malaised up. Certainly I could probably do something more about that, but, you know. I also have better items that I want to buy. You know what's going to help me not take any more damage past this point? Being able to kill enemies before they can even strike me once. Nothing of any interest here. So, yeah, I'm going to go back and I'm going to buy that shovel. Also get the electrified enemies, also get the extra utility out of it. And it's a good fast weapon, too. Yeah, I like it quite a bit. Does it still slow down enemies? Yep, good. Which, I mean, hey, it's sort of like bleed propagation. It does do... Frostbite just isn't that good. What can I say? I want to keep trying to justify using it, but it's just because it's so easy to slow down enemies with this weapon. What can I say? Ah, well. At least, you know, really, Crow Wings, if I did decide to go with more of a tactics-based run, it's like the arc down is so good. It's either something like that or, you know, taking a... I don't know... lightning... You know, some sort of, like, lightning weapon, otherwise... What is a lightning bolt, I suppose? I don't know if that arcs down too much, but... Yeah, or, of course, electric whip. Oh, yeah, I did get the 60, didn't I? Forgot about that for some reason. Burn ground when you run? Why not? With the wolf trap, I do have a lot of buffs up to damage over time, so even a little bit of extra stuff there. It's too bad that I don't have any actual oil right now. Though I could, yeah, like I said, very easily. 70% damage to a stun target. That wouldn't be considered stun. That would be considered rooted, though. Oh, well. Yeah, so sort of semi-damage over time run. Why not? It's an unusual way to go about doing it, but you know what? I think it will work. Potentially. All right. Well, let me make sure that I'm about to go fight some enemies. I really don't want to go through like a trap hallway immediately. I can avoid that, as always. Oh, that's pretty good, though. Better than wings, crow's wings? No, I don't think so. But I will take that instead of the wolf trap. Wolf trap is nice and everything, but I mean, you know, talking about like passive sources of damage and everything like that, like damage over time, you ain't gonna do too much better than that. Slowdown also will help me get the most out of enemies being in range of that, because they're not really going to be able to get out of range of it too easily. Alright, I don't really want to wait around here, but just if I can take out that corpulent zombie. Okay, I really don't want to wait around here too long. You don't die from curses when it comes to darkness damage, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like everything I was doing there was a good idea. Okay. Alright. Ooh, he can really jump. Never forget about that. But, also... No. Just make sure I take out those things ASAP. You gonna teleport up here? No, you want to. But you didn't. Okay. That'll work. That should be at least the last guaranteed cursed chest that I'm finding around here. Past that point, I don't know. Did lose a lot of the whole like damage over time synergy, but for just getting that extra damage out of a turret, I think it's totally worthwhile. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Okay. Ah, crow's wings. So bad and now so good. It's like... Whoa, that was a little bit close there. Shouldn't have gone for the swing with the shovel. It's like I said, you know, what was otherwise going to be a pretty standard type of survival run has now found a pretty good match. Just by the luck of the draw, finding a good couple colorless items here. Well, one good colorless item, and the other one is good regardless of what sort of item you're going to be using for a survival run. Crossbow Man is just great. Passive damage, as I say. Just the ability to have the enemies taking damage while you focus entirely on running around, dodging. It's important. All right. And that no longer has cursed chests in it, so whatever. Let's just see what's on display. Just curious, how much are we doing for? Yeah, it's like I said, Frostbite, not really too much at all. That said, having enemies line up in the water here will do a lot more for me. I just can't seem to keep the oil that I'm getting. Interesting, but nah. I think the plan is going to be that I'll try to re-roll one of my items. Double crossbow matic, I suppose. Why not? There's nothing like super amazing on that as of right now anyway. And then switch that out so I can, well, get the, yeah, nothing really good here. But like, yeah, hopefully then get a source of oil. Still would have been nice if I was able to get the, Still would have been nice if I was able to get that Vor Pen working for me. Ooh, that's pretty good, though. I do like me a giant killer. I do like a giant killer. Okay. Not a whole lot of damage by itself, but I mean, that's why I got the ice shards here. We are starting to get to the point where it's like really, you know, the stats that I have are starting to overcome the kind of lowish base damage of this. And even critical damage of this. And if I got something that did critical damage, it would only be better then. Oh, we'll see how that kind of turns out. 2 times damage phaser. Well, that would be a way to get oil, but I don't know if it would be... It would also probably be a pretty alright combo with, would also be a pretty alright combo with the... giant killer, but, you know. Not the time. Yep. Get that 60 kills. Get that perfect angle to hit enemies with. Works out very well. Would definitely recommend this sort of combination. You get the slowed enemies, you get constant damage as well as damage over time. It's like, it's pretty good combo, is what I'm saying. The Scroll Wings, you know, throwing you above enemies can be a little bit troublesome to deal with, but here that just completely, just the weird arc that all 3 of those shots go, it makes that completely manageable. Good. And keep looking around here. Because really, I don't need too much else in this area. Of course, I would like to get a... Yeah? Okay. Would like to get a couple extra stats, but if I can just find the exit, would not be opposed to booking it out of here either. You know, one of the things that I did notice... is that Ice Shard does seem to pierce through all enemies. It just kind of has like an automatic piercing to it, which is good, because that really does help a lot on 5-cell mode, where enemies are very much jam-packed together. And lets you do a lot of damage at once, with, like I said, a instant cast item that can hit at quite a distance, especially quite a distance if you're using like Crow Wings or, you know, something else. Crawling on the walls, I suppose, would also do it. Also, this is like the ideal weapon for crawling on walls. Speaking of which, you just, you know, throw it out every time you're about to lose momentum there. All right, ice armor, pretty nice. Vampirism, I actually saw a legendary version of that earlier. Did not take it for reasons that I'm sure are pretty obvious. But I do want to take a look around here and see if I can't... like, at least get Explorer's Rune to proc, just to see what's going on. I know I said, hey, I'm going to leave as soon as possible, but you know what? I really do want the stats. Not going up against it. Yeah, it was a good idea. Not going up against the giant this time because that would be pretty ridiculous. Would have missed out on quite a bit, actually, if I didn't do this. Okay. And what do you got here? Nothing of interest. Only here for survival and nothing else. Don't tempt me with your off stats. But yeah, one more here, and then I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to worry too much because I think this is a good combination of items that I have right now. I'm not even going to worry about well, let's at least see what it is, I suppose. You never know. Rhythm and Bazooki is a pretty fun item and everything, but no, but you know, because it is free too. That's also a good Scythe Claw. But no, there's going to be nothing that's better than this giant killer that I'm working with. This is a good item. This is a good item, and now basically when the crow's wings are off cooldown, I will be able to still deal a lot of damage, period. Spreads inflammable oil. Yeah. You know, I really should just take this because it's like, I've banned Crossbow-matic before. I shouldn't be using this too much anyway. Besides, this also still works very well with the whole, like, damage over time and everything type of build that I'm doing anyway. Now, here's the question, though. Should I maybe switch out Gastronomy instead for... Well, I mean, I'm going to do that right now. Switch out Gastronomy instead for Instinct, like I was saying, so that I can just get all of the cooldown reduction that you can possibly imagine. This is a good idea? Probably not, but it's like to be able to have crow's wings on pretty much all the time. There's something to be said about that. Going up against the Timekeeper is only fitting because after all, she is the one that drops it. Pew, 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 pew. Look at it go. It is a very good combination. All right, fine. All right. Oh, well, so much for a perfect fight, but that's okay, because I can just do this again. Get that cooldown, man. Don't have the oil there, but it's certainly doing more than enough damage to make up for that. Excellent. And then I'll go for the distillery again. Hey, you know what's going to make hitting barrels much easier and also prevent living barrels from really getting up my business? Yeah. Anything that slows them, basically, but also especially this. Didn't even really use the giant killer all that much there. I mean, I guess it's kind of the backup weapon at this point now, isn't it? A strange thought. But, hey, it works out pretty well regardless. Let's go. Got 4 potion charges, so I am definitely going to be okay for healing for now, as long as I don't just play the absolute... what the... Oh, it just moved it around instead of... I guess you actually have to hit that with not that weapon. Okay, then. The important lessons learned, I guess. Take him down. And then... I don't know. I don't really see why that wouldn't count as a hit. Oh, man. Well, so much for that whole thing I was talking about with, like, hey, as long as I don't play completely terribly. Yeah, okay, let me... Yeah, it just kind of, like, makes them super unpredictable then. Oh, that's not good. Also getting a little bit of slowdown? That's unusual. Ah! I actually managed to survive that. Okay. Yeah, right, they explode when they hit the spikes. You can never forget about that. Okay. All right, and that should do that anyway. Well, Crow's Wing still works pretty well. Ah! I see you are here. All right, then. Okay, barrel launcher. For right now, why not? It's not like I am... things are already kind of pretty wacky, so why not throw an extra little bit of stuff on there, I guess. Ooh, is that a... well... I mean, I could go for, like, just pure... I could go for just, like, pure, Okay. Shield plus ice shards at this point. And it would probably work. But, like, I don't know if I really want to. Okay. All right. Oh, no, not this again. I remember this hallway before. That was a good hit, though. Okay. Oh, well then. Distillery's still pretty scary. Yeah, there are other barrels that are about to be popping up here. No? Okay, good. You never know, I guess. Literally impossible to know. But anyway, what else we got going on? Not a whole lot of lore rooms. Apparently there was the confirmation that the distillery was turned into a literal powder keg factory, so that's interesting. I mean, the distillery as it exists is basically just a bunch of references to 5-cell stuff, so... Otherwise, it's just, it's kind of unusual for it to be an endgame area unless you actually know about that. Yeah, there's that one too. Okay, fine. I'll take you guys out first. The range is looking pretty good for this weapon, if nothing else. Good. And that should take that out. Okay, let's get a slow here and then more shenanigans, like I said. This is a fun weapon for shenanigans. Uh-oh. Hey! Come on. Yeesh. Pretty rough. Still pretty rough, though. Alright. Good. Good. And there's nothing really to bounce it off. Although, yeah, no, that worked. No, that's also perfect. Like, literally could not be better timing for me here, as I am at half health. Okay, living barrels, as long as I can not worry about those guys, will be good. Ah! I almost missed that there. Okay, time to start just, like, mashing this on walls. Well, not for that, but here. Nope. Anybody else want to come in? Look, I got my own little hidey hole here, and let me tell you, it's perfect for visitors. Good. What do you got here? How much more damage? Also on electrified targets. Yeah, no, that's great. That's like almost exactly what I'm looking for. To be honest, I might actually just take the barrel launcher instead of the giant killer. No, I should take the giant killer. It's like, don't get too confident here. Don't you remember how you died last time? Of course. Okay, all right. Still, boy, they have changed this up to being much better now, haven't they? Also, don't know how to unlock it, though. I thought it was going to be sort of like a symmetrical lance type of deal, where it's like the first time you pick it up, you just have it automatically unlocked, but I guess not. At least it doesn't seem to be that way. So I don't know where exactly to get it, and at least last I checked, it might be fixed now. The mirror was bugged when it came to telling you where new blueprints were. Good dodge, I suppose. I am still annoyed. And that should do that. And that should do that. Okay. Still got to go find the key here, but... into the... Oh, man, what a... Okay, I gotta say, one, I'm pretty impressed by that play there. I'll give you that, Living Barrel, but also, I am mad that happened. But still, very impressed by the play. It's like that sort of combination of getting me to fall into the spikes at the same time you also got the explosion. It's like that was just pure poetry in motion. I hate it. Yep. Let's just keep watching out here, and then... Good. Yeah. Living Barrel already died? Yes. Okay, now just one more Donkey Kong section, and I should be good. It's unfortunate that the... It would be nice if the barrels, you know, were actually deflected by the ice shards. I wonder if that's a glitch, you know, sort of how it was working with the owl before, or if that's intentional thing because they don't want you just like spamming something that's this large of an area and is very spammable. Nah, who knows? I guess I'd have to ask Motion Twin on that point. Hey, yep. Hey, come on, guys. Get in here. Yeah, that'll work. And then this will also be perfect opportunity for that. It's also a pretty decent combination, you know, range and range. Ah, why does it do this? Motion Twin, please! Ah! I was gotta watch out for this one. It's gotta be a glitch, right? Like, this can't be, like, yes, this is how we planned for it to be. Okay, anyway, I do have a good combination of items here as of right now, so let's just use them. Yeah, no, that's it. Use the tools at hand. All right, then. And there, followed by you, followed by more wacky barrels. Look at it, it's real wacky. I don't like that. Not that I need to tell you. Okay, well, there's nothing else here really of much interest, and you know what? I am going to keep the barrel launcher. I'm liking it too much. What can I say? It's fun. It's a fun item. Nope. Also get like some real big advantages for using it in here and everything. No, why did I do that? That was. You know it doesn't work that way. You've experimented with it and shown pretty conclusively. You cited all of your sources properly and everything. That it does not work. It also does extra damage on slowed down enemies and everything. So yeah, you know what? Forget it. Forget that giant killer. Probably should have sold it though, but it's fine. This is a fun run. This is a weird run. It's a lot weirder of a run than I was expecting it to be. Because really, it's like I said, the basic combination. All you got to do is just throw out the ice shards and then start hitting enemies. And it's like, what else do you need here? Now we're doing all this stuff. Which, by the way, the ability to float in the air and everything should also be fairly effective for, yeah. Like, look at this go. Hey, you want some good cheese when it comes to the Hand of the King? Well, first off, we all know that you get some real good cheese when it comes to the Hand of the King with the barrel, well, not the barrel launcher, the Wings of the Crow, but it's like, man, even like could not be. Could not be any more ridiculous here, could it? Okay, you know, I completely forgot. It's like we are doing an Ice Shards run. But what can I say? Did you see that fight? Did you see that fight? Like, peep that fight again if you want to. It was pretty great. All right, well, that was interesting. Look, I could have also just thrown Ice Shards on him. It would have been basically the same thing. And also, like, used my other weapons. Oh, no, here come the comments. Oh, nice Wings of the Crow run. I'm not going to take Flawless. No reason to when I got the barrel launcher. Oh, man. Hand of the King doesn't have any ability to hit above his head. He's so muscular that he cannot look upwards. So what can I say? That's just... It's a debilitating thing for him. Don't make fun of it. All right. Well, anyway, oh yeah, don't forget that he can do that. That's right. I got pretty wrecked by those guys last time because I didn't really realize that it's very easy for them to the turnabout is fair play when it comes to the barrel launcher. After all. That said, watch this. I have to use the ice shards. This is the ice shards run. It's not barrel launcher 2.0. Okay, anyway. As much as I might want it to be. Well, this is the improved version of the barrel launcher. It's still pretty fun to use. Anyway, it's just losing the plot here entirely. I don't think anybody's going to complain. Oh, actually, you know, surprisingly enough, Frostbite there worked to my advantage. A rare deal. Oh, here's the slowdown thing that I was talking about. Unpredictable enemies becoming unpredictable. Yeah, what am I even saying? Yes, the unpredictable enemies are unpredictable, and that's a problem. Okay. Ooh, good dodge there, though. All right. I'd like to go find the food shop and, of course, the alien key, but I'm going to be getting both regardless, so nope. You ain't going nowhere. And unfortunately, Wings the Crow ain't going to be helping out too much here. Okay. Well, it will help out with the actual most crow-like enemies around here. Actually, I think they are crows, canonically. They're mutated crows that are the ones that help spread the disease around. Well, help spread the mutated disease that happened after attempts to cure it failed. Good. Also, don't forget that I do have oil with the wolf trap thing. I mean, that is kind of an entire. Just like I said, I've lost the plot. This run is just bunk. It's nonsense. It's all over the place. There's no rhyme nor reason to it. Which in some ways is a good thing. I mean, it's certainly a little bit more interesting than I expected it to be, but oh yeah, just do this. Yeah. That's what happens when you play Dead Cells for 1,500 hours. You get moves like that. Anyway. I mean, that's pretty good. Don't really care all that much, though. It has I have poison and poison synergy on it already. It's like, why even bother too much trying to get anything else? And one barrel there for good measure. And one barrel here for good measure. And one more there for you. Thanks for the drops for food, though, by the way. That's actually something that I was going to be spending a lot of money on otherwise. No? Okay. Still down 2 potion charges, so I do want to kind of get that back up, like I said, but, you know, as it's been going right now, I don't know if I'm going to need it. I don't want to be too sure myself, but it's going pretty all right, is the thing. And you know what, just here. Get me back up to as full of health as possible. It's not like I'm going to be using my money on anything else right now. All right, let's go. I'd say it's looking pretty all right. I could ice shards, or I could also do this, considering it's setting itself up very well right now. Also, yeah, look at that arc. Hitting 2 enemies that you really think wouldn't be able to be hit there. All right, and then let's actually go for like the full combo. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's the good damage. And that's a lot of extra health, but not quite what I'm looking for here. Oh, well, what am I even... Yeah. Why am I even worried about that? Doesn't even matter at all. Okay. Such a good combination. It is right on the edge of the... It is right on the edge of the area that the crow's wings hit, though. So it is, like, you know, maybe not the best like combination, it is fairly effective. Oh, I really thought he was going to get me with the jump there. Didn't happen like that, so good, but it was a real possibility. All right, now. Right to the bottom. And then, as always, what seems to be the hardest part of every single run, actually making my way up the tower. Don't even need it, actually. Why did I go for the hit there? You could have just not gone for the hit and not gotten hurt, but I got too overconfident, I suppose. And as Wayne June says, the Crimson Court DLC is bad. I'm done with those streams, by the way, after I got just completely party wiped by the final boss of that DLC. As much as I do like that game, oh boy, like, Crimson Court is way too long. It wasn't even so much a party wipe, it's like that sort of thing I've had happen to me plenty of times, Baron Volt. But it's like, it's the fact that, like, oh god, it felt like 3 hours of wandering through that area, and then, dead. And not even just dead, it was dead to, like, because the boss got, like, critical heals. But that's, again, kind of getting off base, which is sort of a theme for this episode, but what are you gonna do? Me? I'm certainly not gonna do anything. I hate that. That's the unpredictability that I'm talking about. It hasn't really been that much of an issue until literally right now. Well, until literally when I walked into this area. Otherwise, it was pretty okay. We're just gonna go over to the other side. Second verse, same as the first. There you go. Let's finish this up. Oh, there's a Tesla turret over there. I did just get that unlocked after all. That one didn't appear as a colorless item though. Oh yeah, there is also a 60 kill door in here. I keep forgetting about that, but it's like, yeah, that could be a thing too. What kind of a thing? I don't know, but a thing. All right, let's get up there and finish this. Also a good first run for the sacrificial outfit. All right, basic combo is going to be the exact same thing as what I've been doing before. Bop, bop, bop. I don't know if he can actually hit me from there, but it's also like, I ain't going to find out if I possibly can. Wow. Good damage, though. Got critical going on. All right. Whoa, probably don't want to have that one active there. That said, should be able to get the... Oh, there's that unpredictability, like I said. All right, all right. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, that's... Oh, boy, that was wacky. A very bad time there. All right, this should be the last thing. Gotta watch out, because he is going to be able to reflect my projectiles after all. As we saw there, where I very nearly died. Okay. Can't even keep up. Ooh, like I said, that unpredictability of the slowness is somewhat rough. Okay, that'll work. There we go. Barrel launcher almost do me in. To be fair, I would have deserved it. Also, yes.